Hey everyone, it's me, Jay, and I'm sorry if this setup looks different, or if it looks weird, or if I sound weird. My camera on my phone is currently busted, so I can't record, so I'm just recording on my laptop, and I'm using my microphone. But I really wanted to sit down today and really talk about something that happened, and it happened just today, and it was so crazy because I was having the worst day of my life, and then all of a sudden I got like the best news that I could possibly get. And if you follow me on Twitter, you probably have seen like my emotional breakdown that I had today. But essentially what happened was I got a surgery date, and I got a surgery date for SRS, for bottom surgery, and or GRS, or whatever you want to call it. And I was excited about it because I had gone through this entire process of trying to get this date because my insurance, I found out, can pay for it. Well, here's the thing, and here was like the reason why I had like an emotional breakdown today. I have Obamacare, and I have Blue Cross Blue Shield through Obamacare, and I was like Googling like Florida Blue and like transgender and seeing what they cover, and I found they cover SRS, so I was so happy. But then news comes out that Obamacare is Trump is trying to repeal Obamacare basically, and they're trying to repeal it and replace it or whatever. And so I made a video about it, about like losing my healthcare and how scared I was, and I was really upset because I wanted to get SRS done, and I was just really scared. So I looked for surgeons everywhere, and I was like, okay, well, I have Obamacare until the end of this year. I have to find a surgeon and get my surgery this year. And it was a lot of pressure to put on myself. I went through a lot of emotional breakdowns, and I think I really hit like rock bottom. Like I hit like such a bad place in my life because I forced myself to like, I don't know, I just wasn't expecting this opportunity to get SRS, and I wasn't expecting this opportunity for it. So what I did was, as soon as I could, it was January, I called the surgeon that a lot of people go to in Florida. I like contacted them and I asked for a consultation. So during my spring break, I got the opportunity to drive down to Miami and like talk to him and see like what he had to say, and it was really cool. And he was a really cool person, and he talked to me about like the whole surgery and everything, and I really, really wanted to do it. So today I finally sit down and get a hold of the person I've been trying to get a hold of for the past 2 weeks to get my surgery date and to figure everything out. Well, this morning I called her and we kind of talked about it, and the closest date they have is February of 2018. I have Obamacare, and from the looks of it this morning, I was gonna lose it by the end of this year. But then, and so I was so bummed. I tweeted, I was like Trump ruined my fucking life. Like, I'm never gonna get this opportunity again. And I was so heartbroken. I was so like scared, and I was so worried. And then I get off of work. I was so sad, and I was working. I had a really long shift. And then I get off of work, and then I check on Twitter, and apparently the bill that they were trying to pass, they just like ended it, and Obamacare is still in place. And it looks like it's going to be in place for a little bit longer. So I started crying. I was so happy. I was like, just today, and like this whole event's happened just today. I set up my my date, and then I was so worried. And then like just today, they said that Obamacare is staying in place. And so I'm so excited. I don't have to worry about losing my insurance or whatever. So basically all I have to do is meet the requirements that are necessary for my insurance, and I can get my surgery in February of next year. So that's a year from now, and I'm so mentally prepared. I've been so stressed on it for like the past few months, and I've just been like, I have to do this, I gotta do this. And so I'm just like mentally prepared, and I'm really excited because like good things hardly ever happen to me. I'm like, and I don't mean to be a negative person, because like I'm so fortunate for a lot of things that I have experienced throughout my transition, and from a lot of support that I have experienced. But like usually for my life, if something can go wrong, it usually does. And it seemed like this was the way this was heading. And just like this turn of events, like Obamacare is staying in place, I can finally get my surgery And I talked to my doctor, and he says that there might be a way to charge my insurance for breast augmentation and maybe FFS, which is something I'm considering. And if my insurance can cover it, then I may do that too. So I'll keep you guys updated with this whole process because it's a long one. And even if my insurance does cover it, there's still going to be fees that I have to pay, like I have to meet a deductible or something. I don't know how insurance works. It's confusing. But if there is some kind of fee, I might put a GoFundMe soon, or I might do that. And I hope that doesn't like offend anyone. It's just this whole process of transitioning is so expensive. And anyone that's ever going through it, like I like have my heart is out to you because I know how hard this is, and I know how expensive and how unfortunate it is. We shouldn't go through any of this. We shouldn't have to go through this. Like, I don't know. It's just so fucked. But regardless, I might make a GoFundMe in the future because I'm definitely gonna need some help adulting, right? And anyways, that's like the big update I really want to talk about. So yeah, February 2018, I might get surgery, and it's so exciting for me because I've heard, I've talked to a lot of different trans people who have said they wanted to get surgery and who have said they didn't want to get surgery. And it was it's very interesting because I see both ends of like the spectrum of like not wanting to and wanting to. But for me, there's just something that, like, I don't know, I feel like I need it. And I feel like ultimately it's just gonna make me so much happier, and it's gonna make me, I don't know, just so much less anxious about everything. And never ever will I ever be finished transitioning. Never would there ever be an end to transitioning. And I want to make that statement clear because a lot of people, they say that what's your end goal for like transitioning? Like, or they'll say like, oh, after I got my SRS, that was like the end of my transition, or I finished transitioning. And I want to make this clear because this makes me so mad. Transitioning, being transgender, does not end. And our lives are constantly jeopardized. Our lives are constantly threatened, and our lives are constantly attacked. And there is no end to being us. Being trans is something that we are. And even though I see it as like some small footnote in my identity, I do know that being trans is who I am. And there's not going to be an end to that. I'm still going to fight for my trans brothers and sisters. I'm still going to have the dysphoria. But it is baby steps. And this is a baby step that will ultimately really, really help my mental health and really help a lot about my life. But I want to make it clear, transitioning doesn't end. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. And I don't want anyone to think that's a bad thing. Like, we're trans, and so what? Like, fuck it. Like, I'm happy to be who I am, and I just want everyone to know that you should be happy too. If you're trans, it's gonna be okay. I'm here for you. There's a lot of other people here for you, and fuck, I'm getting a pussy. So yeah, I think that's all I really have to say. I might edit this video, I might not. I don't know, I'm kind of embarrassed by some parts. We'll see. So until next time, I guess. Bye.